Good evening, everybody. It is day 18 of Here's to My Health live challenge. Last night I mentioned that I was on my way home and had a chance to weigh in this morning, even though I was supposed to do a weigh in on Monday. And I am officially down 5 more pounds. So pretty exciting. I have got to go to the bank tomorrow and get my $100 worth of quarters so I can put them in the penny piggy bank for use for later. So pretty excited about so far a 10-pound weight loss since I started the challenge. So that's great news. I have had some great time watching people cooking around me and not feeling deprived and not feeling like I'm missing out on anything. My cousin Jake is in town. He is a lot younger than me. My mom was one of the older of the kids, and then Jacob's dad was well into his 30s when he had Jacob. So there's a big difference, and I was able to, when I was a teenager, was able to babysit Jacob and be around him quite a bit. So has always been a very sweet boy and continues to be a sweet boy. So he and my husband made homemade pizza tonight with some stuff that I brought home from the retreat. And they had a lot of fun, and they're still in there having their pizza. So that was fun dinner time, being around family, really enjoying it, laughing quite a bit, talking about things we remember. So it's just been a great day in general. I haven't done so much in exercise today. I got about 6,000 steps in from going back and forth, and we moved some things upstairs to our library. But that's okay. Every day I'm just learning to try to take what comes and try to enjoy the moment and to try really hard not to be stressed about anything. And that, for all of you who know me, that is a very different thing for me to be doing than my normal. And I'm really enjoying it. So that's great. The other thing I wanted to talk about was tonight was around fear again. I did a live several weeks ago about being paralyzed by fear and how fear shows up in disguise. And I am just watching kind of people all around me and the choices they make, and whether or not fear gets in the way of them doing some big things. And I came up with something I thought of today, which was a sort of inheritance, maybe being the same thing as slothfulness, laziness, entitlement, just not really, enjoying a good life to the point where you don't really want to stretch yourself or feel that fear of moving forward to do something new. And so in that way, inheritance may mean, inheriting money, inheriting a safety net, inheriting a lifestyle that allows someone to be so comfortable that stretching themselves or doing anything new to change would be very scary to somebody. And whether or not, people that don't have money, don't have security and safety, and have to be challenged or forced maybe by hunger, by where they live, to work hard and get out of that situation. So I know I've mentioned before, but Daymond Johns is one of my favorite Shark Tank people, because he wrote a book for inner city kids and a story really about himself, and believes that there is no excuse for people who don't have a legacy or don't have an inheritance. No excuse for those people not to strive to be the best they can be and to really out-achieve anybody else, because that sense of hunger, that sense of motivation, if they channel that, they can become anything they want to be. So that, that is not an excuse in his mind, not an excuse to not try hard, not an excuse to not do the best you can and to get out of that situation. And he believes that people that do have an advantage over those who have a good life or a comfortable life. And I really like that. And I like that he has has pushed to move that into inner cities and he's written a facilitation book for teachers. And I think it's really great that he's giving back to teenagers in that way. What an amazing man. So I just kind of drew those connections today around, also what inheritance does to you if you inherit things in your family, a dynamic in your family that forces you to struggle a little bit more than the normal person or the average person. Inheriting parents that have a certain parenting style, that you only knew one way to parent, or you only knew one way of growing up. I brought that up because I saw a really good high school friend of mine's dad passed today, actually on the 3rd, and I always remember him being the happiest man I've ever met, and the sweetest man, and always talking and stopping you and wanting to know how you were doing. And seeing the picture of him that was probably a more current picture, and the smile on his face never changed. He lived the way I imagine he died, full of love for everyone, and was surrounded by people who love him. And so it just, there's ways that no matter what your childhood brings, no matter how you were raised, that you make the decision to make a change. You work hard to make a change. You can be whoever you want to be, despite huge obstacles. And the only way that you can do that, though, is to move past fear, because it will feel like it's going to kill you, or it's going to be the worst thing for you to do. And I'm here to tell you that it doesn't. And you can move past that and become whatever you want, and go after whatever dreams you can imagine. So that's it tonight. I know that the person I'm talking about listens frequently. I hope you're doing okay. It's a huge loss, and the only thing I can say is you enjoyed every minute, and we never know how long we're going to be around. The worst thing would be that we regret that we didn't spend as much time as we can, and that we have that to live with forever. But you have huge memories and beautiful time. So that's all I got to say tonight, and I hope everybody's having a great evening, and I will think of something new to say tomorrow.